Hello, I'm Tisha Casida. 3rd District Congressman Scott Tipton made some big promises when he ran for Congress in 2010. Given the historic victory of Tea Party Republicans, we had every reason to believe Scott would be able to deliver on at least some of those promises. Unfortunately for us, Scott and his fellow Tea Party freshmen voted for the same old leadership. You know, the ones that funded illegal wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, No Child Left Behind, the budget-busting Medicare prescription drug plan, and the infamous TARP banker bailout. Pretty soon, Scott and many of his fellow freshmen were distancing themselves from the promises they made as Tea Party candidates. While Scott's promise to half the size of government was pretty ambitious, he certainly should have made at least a token effort. Instead, when New Jersey Congressman Scott Garrett, Florida Congressman Connie Mack, and Michigan Congressman Paul Ryan offered plans that would eventually balance the budget, Scott Tipton didn't co-sponsor any of them. And when Congressman Ron Paul offered an ingenious plan to direct the Federal Reserve to tear up the $1.6 trillion the government owes to itself, Scott Tipton was nowhere to be found. Instead, Scott Tipton voted for John Boehner's budget compromise, which led to the eventual passage of a deal giving Barack Obama $2.1 trillion of our dollars, while government will continue to expand to the tune of an additional $22 trillion over the next 10 years. While Scott voted against the final bill, his failure to hold the line on raising the debt ceiling gave us the unconstitutional, ineffective supercommittee, the downgrading of America's credit rating, and collapse of the bond and stock markets. Scott even failed to hold the line in restraining an out-of-control President Barack Obama who started his own war in Libya without consent of Congress. If Scott wanted to vote aye, he should have saved it for articles impeaching Barack Obama for abuse of power. Scott can't even bring himself to vote for bringing the troops home from Afghanistan, even though Osama bin Laden is dead, and we have no clearly stated mission there. Former Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman Admiral Mullen said the greatest threat to our national security is our debt, but Scott Tipton is not listening. Scott has distinguished himself in one manner since he has entered Congress. Scott has spent more on his congressional staff budget than any other House freshman. As your independent member of Congress, I will not be beholden to the tired party leadership of either major party. I will not march in lockstep behind the Speaker and House Majority Leader. I will not vote to increase the debt ceiling. I will not vote to fund illegal wars. I will not vote for banker bailouts or stimulus packages. I will not vote for funding the Department of Homeland Security and illegal TSA searches or any funds to implement martial law in the United States. I will vote for constitutional government and only constitutional government. So vote for me, Tisha Casida, 3rd Congressional District, Colorado.